You've had a short turnaround between the Perth game now and Canberra. How have all the girls pulled up? Are they all fit and available?
Yes, everyone's available. We actually get TJ back as well, which is good. She's up for selection. And Danielle Steer's clearance is through, so she's also available, which is good. So everyone's looking pretty good. We'll manage them. Obviously, we managed them today and then tomorrow, and we should be right to go on Saturday.
Chloe Lagazzo, another match-winning performance off the bench against Perth Glory. What sort of role can she play as she builds up towards hopefully starting in 90 minutes?
Yeah, I think the next three, like we've got obviously 3 games in 6 days next week. So at some point in one of those games, we'll probably give her a break. Which one yet, we're not sure. So probably, over the next couple of games, we've got Sydney, which is her former team. So, we want to try and make sure she's good for that. But probably over the next couple of games, we will give her a spell and not play at all. But yeah, she's building really well, and just keep her going.
Yeah. And some of the more other long-term injuries, Harriet, Jackie, your captain, how are they tracking in their returns?
Jackie's probably, I'd say, a game away, so she probably could, feature this weekend. But we're gonna, with the 3 games in 5 days, we're gonna just manage that over the next sort of 24 to 48 hours. But I'd say that she'd be looking to feature in the next 2 games.
Your task, mate, how difficult is this stretch going to be for you? Because you've got Jackie coming back, Chloe building up her minutes, and they are going to demand minutes as well. But you're undefeated as well, and you want to reward the players that have delivered those results. How do you balance all that?
I think it's just, like any setting, like you, if you're doing your job and you're working hard, then you'll be rewarded. But obviously we've got to manage 3 games, so there's also going to be opportunities where players do need a break. Like we need to freshen up a few of the girls over the next 3 games. You got someone like Robes has played every minute. Alana Cern's played every minute. Sydney's played every minute. Mel Taranto's played almost every minute. So we want to make sure that over the next few games, we can also give them a break while we obviously bring in some of these other girls.
First return fixture for you this season. You've played Wellington once already. Looking at their start this season, they haven't picked up a win yet. They've only got 1 point, a draw against the Wanderers. You're undefeated. A lot of inexperienced players in your team at A-League women level. How do you stop them from getting ahead of themselves and just riding off this young Phoenix side?
I actually think the Phoenix side's quite good. They've been in games. In I think 4 of their 5 or 6 games that they've played, they've been in games in the first half. So I think they're actually a dangerous side. If they can get up early, I think that would be hard to break down. But we can't rely on just being a second half side. So we want to perform really well in the first half, and hopefully we can really sort of put that pressure on them straight away.
So, what are some of the stuff that you've seen from the Phoenix that has impressed you this season?
Yeah, they've got a couple of really sharp players. As I think it's Robertson and Paige Satchel, or whatever her name is. Quite sharp, quite quick. I think that we can expose them in a couple of their weaker areas. I'd say probably their fullbacks we can sort of expose. I think they lost their starting fullback last week to injury, so they're going to have obviously a young girl playing in that role, or an inexperienced player playing in that role. So hopefully we can expose that. But I think they're a good side. I think they've presented themselves enough to be a stronger side and put some pressure on opposition. We just have to be making sure that we look after ourselves and just focus on ourselves.
And you mentioned there Danny Steer's clearance has come through, so she can feature. What sort of role do you see her filling for this team?
She can sort of move between the outside areas, in the front outside areas to the middle, sort of as a 7, 9 or an 11. She can also drop in as a 10 as well. She's got a lot of upside. Very, very talented player, can finish. Surprised she hasn't been snapped up, and just worked out perfectly that she's obviously an Aussie as well. So we were keen to get her straight in. She knows how to find at the back of the net, and I'm sure she'll feature in the next 3 games with it being such a heavy week.
And just last one from me, mate. On that heavy week, the fixture, you got that reverse fixture now, so you're at home to Sydney. You don't have to jump on a plane for your short turnaround. Does that affect how you approach the game against Wellington? Maybe some players that could have only gone 60 can now go 90 because they don't have to get on a plane.
Yeah, it's that, but it's also maybe utilising the Wellington game to sort of rest a few people and give them a little bit of a bit of a chop out. I was actually looking forward to the week away at Coogee Beach to work on my tan, to be honest, but now it's not to be. So we're obviously in Sydney only on the Saturday, and we'll be here at City Vista on the Tuesday. So yeah, we'll definitely use the next sort of the next few games to look after some players.